See, though, the main thing I always tell everybody is this is not part-time job. It's a full-time job which is going to squeeze the hell out of you, and there is no money at the end of it. Given these two conditions, you still want to do it. The kind of satisfaction you get because you're creating something. See, the beauty of what we're doing, there is no rule book for anything we're doing. That's a risk, but that's the opportunity we're looking at.
We've got Shravan with us. This guy is into coffee since ever, I guess.
Hey, you're making me feel old now.
Come on. No, not old. Experience-wise, I'm talking about. So you started Bean Rove 3 years back?
2 years back. 2 years.
That's it?
That's it. That's 2 years back.
It seemed like 4-5 years back for sure.
No, dude.
Right? And 2 years back, and let me get this right, you own Kaladepura.
Yes.
That's right. Kaladepura is one of the finest Indian origin estates. We've been sourcing, actually I was working with Blue Tokai, that time we used to get coffees and we used to drink that Kaladepura PSD.
Yes. It's still the same, huh?
It's still the same.
It's always the same. They're like,
Same.
okay, without
Yes.
the PSC, it doesn't move forward.
Yes, so it's the pour over,
Yes.
and it goes really well with the blend as well.
Yes.
But that's a little introduction, a small part of the introduction for him. But then I want to know a couple of things. So I've been asking to a lot of people. Like I spoke to Rahul, I asked him like, for a common man, it looks like science, right? It looks like science in a way कि तुमने effort डाला तो result आ जाएगा, right? For anybody who is watching this, for them it's more like oh, it's a cool thing in coffee right now. Whatever you do in coffee, you're gonna succeed. But we know it's not the case. We know what pain and what challenges and what tasks and how many sleepless nights we actually go through. What do you want to say about that? What is one thing that you want to tell everybody as a behind the scenes of what they get to see?
See, though, the main thing I always tell everybody is this is not part-time job. It's a full-time job which is going to squeeze the hell out of you, and there is no money at the end of it. Now, given these two conditions, you still want to do it. The kind of satisfaction you get because you're creating something.
Yeah.
See, the beauty of what we're doing, there is no rule book for anything we're doing. True. That's a risk, but that's the opportunity we're looking at. The only thing I tell everybody is get completely hands into it if you want to survive on the long run.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is a market which has a very small customer base, but it's intriguing a lot of people.
Yeah.
Absolutely zero brand loyalty.
Yeah.
And
That's it.
if something works, it works for that day.
Oh wow.
I have one thing which I always say: if you're ever egoistic in life, get into coffee. It'll teach you a lesson.
Yes.
If you think you got it right, it'll prove you wrong the next roast.
Yes.
There is no, I mean, that's a beauty that you'd like to look for consistencies and patterns in a product which is so dynamic.
This is like music to me. Like what you're actually putting down in words is your experience that's coming out.
Yeah.
Like very genuinely, because a lot of people do think even now, like for me as well, like, oh, God to 7 to tera sorted life.
You know what's happening behind the amount of tension. I mean, see, but dude, see, it's something which I think you met Rohan, right?
Yeah.
Something which he was surprised is how small the community is, and it's growing.
Yeah.
But this is one of the very few industries where not competition, but
events.
Events are bringing people from different facets. There is planters, there are home brewers, there are professional baristas,
Yeah.
there are multiple roasters,
Yeah.
and we are all sitting and talking to each other.
Yes. That's true.
And that's something which doesn't often always happen.
I think beer industry had an opportunity to maybe do something like that.
Correct.
But I think coffee is doing all these things. So tell me also, what do you think about this thing? Like we are going, so I am believing in one thing right now, is we are moving too fast and forgetting too much. Is what I at times feel, that we are moving too fast in the sense that we just want to go for the next wave, the next wave, the next wave. Even if the guests talk, what is next? I think it's time to just stay just keep having good coffees rather than looking out for something new. So, is there an expectation that you experience from somebody, maybe your team members, maybe your guest, that they're expecting what's next? Is that happening?
See, there is what's next, but that's something typical of our country. We have the benefit of being slow starters, but fast adopters.
Yeah.
Very fast.
Yeah.
But the fact I always have mentioned that you got to get your basics right.
Correct.
Because you're not in for a sprint, you're in for a marathon. Correct? But see, like in any other market, we're going to have the people who are going to run through, who are one hit wonders,
Yeah.
versus people who have strong base, strong foundation, very clarity on what they want to do.
Yeah.
And also, I always believe is you just can't have clarity on what you want to do. You got to be evolving.
Okay.
It's what I think is something which Dr. Ernesto Illy wrote about almost 25 years back on change management. Okay, the only thing constant is change.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things written on how do you manage change.
Right.
Correct? So you got to be evolving, you got to be hands-on, you got to be rooted. And you also got to be fast. I mean, the industry at times, if you realize, in the last 2 years has suddenly boom.
Yeah.
But you saw the crash
Yes.
in the second COVID also,
Yes.
that whatever you did in the first was not valid in the second. It's good at times. I always feel it's exciting to see so many new
Yeah.
brands.
you do
You're going to put this shit out. So I'm being candid. I always say it's always nice. There is some kind of growth, then comes consolidation,
Yeah.
and then again
But I think we've got a
reinvention.
long way to go for that.
Huge,
Yeah.
huge, long way.
And what do you not predict, but what would you want to see? And I'm not asking what's next, but how would you want to see the shape up in the next 5 years? Would it be India winning the World Championships, India representing the World Championship and winning it, barista roasting, be it cupping or whatever? Is that something that you would also want to happen?
All that is fine. To be honest, I'm right now super excited that Blue Tokai is opening something in Japan.
Yeah.
It's like a statement. I want to see a lot of homegrown brands taking our coffee and going and presenting it. See, I mean, always something which I've learned as a roaster right now. We need to roast our coffees differently.
Yeah.
It does not hold. You can't run the same profile as what you're running other country coffees in. And we have a beautiful chance. Our coffees, when roasted well, can stand the test of time. Okay, so I think most of the people who are traveling to, whether Rahul he traveled to London and Paris and he came back taking these coffees and went there. I think we've seen a lot of people go to the best of the roasters. I'm not saying we're there yet, but we have something to be proud of. You can have a WBC, you can have an AirPress. It's short term, but what's long term is an Indian brand. Lots of them taking Indian roasted coffees, going and making a statement out there to say, hey, listen guys, this is us. Because that kind of completes a cycle, because I've been lucky to see from day one Vikram Khurana go and transform, to the Gautams go there, Felix Daniels go there, then to come to here to say we have a lot of roasters, brands, and you've seen the kind of processing which is going into or what we're trying to do. And I think this is the conversation which we're also having. This is one of the very few countries where in the sourcing nation there is so much of development also happening in the front end, and there is to and fro in terms of communication, and nobody in the world knows. And nobody knows. I think as a planter, I'm very, very careful to talk to my old clients as to how to roast, because it's not right. But what we're trying to do is, when you, as a planter today, when you ask me for my green coffee, my first question is, what roaster do you use? That kind of puts off a lot of people, but it's okay, because we got to ask the right questions.
Yes.
If you're not able to talk to me about it, I don't think you want to be transparent.
True.
So a lot of changes. I think I'm so keen, and I'm going to put whatever I can in my own way to back people to take our coffee and show the world what we can do. That's something my dream. I mean, WBC is a great step. AirPress, it's great, but you want something larger than one day and one person. So it's more of a team. One day, you Blue Tokai, Subco, Quick Prawn Fox, Curious Life, all of us owning one chain in downtown Paris
Oh wow.
or London
That's gonna
or
be, like,
Toronto.
crazy.
Dude, it's like a dream come true. I mean, I've seen how much kind of people appreciate how fast the coffee moves, how much of coffee can be sold, how different they are. So I'm quite excited. Let's see what
I think
happens.
it seems possible now. I think
It is possible.
It will be much possible because look at the people around. The championship is over. Still,
Yeah.
people are just hanging around coffee. I don't think so.
It's never
6 years
happened.
पहले ऐसा कुछ कभी
You finish and you're like, in a where do we drink?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, अभी short कहाँ पे मिलता है?
अभी किधर भी
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for this thing and the amount of work that you're putting, the amount of pressure you're taking on yourself. I think that's something which not everybody can, but it's only the passion that drives you, not the pocket, not the money.
I
not
mean,
the
like I
bank
said,
account.
there is no money in this. I mean, see, dude, I always...
There is no money. Don't look at it like that. There's no money. Trust me.
I mean, it's all about... I think it's something which Rahul and me talk so much to say. I'm very blessed that my parents have done very well.
Yeah.
It's a hard work. Took a lot of time to realize how that it's a good thing to have. The only thing you can do is treat it right, respect it,
Yeah.
give back,
Yeah, make it better.
and enjoy your life in between. It doesn't matter after that. I mean, work doesn't feel like work.
This is important.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, you respect your position. I've always been very open to say I've been very lucky to have the kind of family I'm from.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
not
mean,
easy.
I mean,
Yeah, so I mean, he's a different ball game altogether.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
Yeah.
God, he would even if you move a bora from here to there, he'll be noticing it.
Yeah.
He knows it.
Yeah.
He'll be like, either.
It's
And the other.
it's more like I think I remember Brijesh had come last week.
Yeah.
Asked him how was everything okay? He's like, he looked at me, he's like, your dad reminds me of Pablo Escobar. And you know why? This is like a photo of dad standing on the corner of it with this mush and he's standing like, shit.
Yeah, he saw that. And he
It's
was
like, I mean, see, I don't agree with what the guy does, but he's a legend.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it takes
his-
guts to
yeah.
do something. Dad is very silent, you know him. So he talks less, does
He'll just
more. He'll observe.
Yeah,
Things
he's-
like that. So I'm very lucky. The kind of mess I've done in life to put up with that and still say,
Chalo.
chalo, do it, and it's nice.
Wow,
It's great.
I think the first time that we had met was.
I don't remember.
I'll tell you. We had spoken a lot of times on Instagram, but the first time we had met was at this place where we had a talk, Indian International Coffee Festival.
Yeah.
2018. That is 2018, January 24th, I guess.
Yes, you were
Yeah.
giving, you, Rizwan, Suhas were giving
Yes,
a talk on
yes.
manual brewing. Yes.
Yes, that. Imagine it was a talk on manual brewing,
Yes.
and now India does not need that.
Yeah.
That's
no, but
long
then
ago.
see, that's something which I'm always trying to talk. I mean, I'm so happy you met Chandan.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, I always tell him thank you so much because he's one of. I mean, he's been roasting since '94.
Yeah. We
Right?
spoke about it.
Yeah. So the very fact that he's been patient, listening to our nonsense,
I know.
and we are
I
here
told you the same
saying we roasted 1 ton. Yeah, I roasted it yesterday.
He's got this massive roaster.
Yeah.
1,000
500
kg.
kg.
500 kg.
500
Pehले 1,000 kg था ना?
No, it's a 500 kg with the 1000 kg
Yeah.
output. The one with the 1500 kg Probotone is Panduranga and Chikmagalur.
Yeah.
1.5 tons.
1.5 tons roaster.
It's insane. But that's the beauty that we take what's good, we're trying to learn, we're trying to redefine, we need to connect more to teach people more on what we're doing.
And there's always a market.
There's always a
There's never going to be saturation. But yeah, thank you so much, man.
all the best, Mr. Aeropress champion. Thank you guys.
Please, we go to Nagpur, man.